Well, hey, Peak District again. Just on the Sheffield side, just a little north of Sheffield. I buzzed up the M1, curved off, then on the A616, I think. Not familiar with this area really at all. Driven through probably, but certainly not explored anything on foot. Parked up at Mid-Hope Stones and had a pint, cheeky pint, turbo pint in the mustard pot. Yes, I thought it was closed from the outside to start off with, but all the lights are on inside. Hi, I'm Warren Brains and welcome to another Linleys video. I've got to go a little bit along this road, a couple of kilometres, not too far. Now, I'm going up to Margery Hill. I have been there before, but from the other side, long walk from the other side. Years and years ago, I don't really remember, to be honest. But I've never done it from this side, and I'm sure those of you who know this area might well be able to say, yeah, but why have you parked in Mid-Hope Stones? You've got quite a bit of wandering to do before you kind of begin. Yeah, that is true. I just don't fancy leaving my car sort of abandoned in just an exposed lay-by for an overnight. Obviously going to do an overnight tonight, cheeky wild camp. But then I think I'd rather walk along the lanes a little bit to begin a walk than worry about leaving my car in perhaps a slightly more exposed lay-by. That's Mid-Hope Reservoir. Can't see the water, of course, because it's behind a big earth embankment, but very impressive water runoff. That's Mid-Hope Reservoir, I think kind of a lower one, and Langsett Reservoir is just above. We'll see that hopefully in a bit. We'll pass around the end of it. So making good progress. I haven't gone lightweight, not quite the lightweight season for me yet. I don't think I ever go lightweight, to be honest, but hey, a slightly lighter weight now that the kind of the spring is moving into summer. Got a lot of kind of warm gear, all my wet gear I've got. Still got some food, a couple of beers, so not really light. But I switched out to my Acto from the Sulu for the summer season. Acto's lighter, saves a kilogram or whatever it is. And I've actually swapped to a different rucksack. More about that later. Still, it's the first time I put it on, apart from loading it and checking it and fitting it a few bits. So more about that later. This is Langsett Wood. Shh. This is Langsett Wood. Don't know why I'm whispering. Nobody's here. Just so peaceful here. Well, that's an old trackway marker stone. I don't think we're on any kind of particular ancient trackway here. Maybe we are. Langsett Reservoir is just ahead here, I think. The water level looks a little low, but the stream is coming in nicely, so presumably it'll top up. Bit odd to start low before the summer. Langsett Reservoir is just on the right now, so curving around, cut around the tip, the end tip, the feed tip of the reservoir now, climbing slowly along this gravelly path. and I've then got to look out for a sharp left, which basically takes me towards the top of Margery Hill. However, it's just started to rain again. Time to put my wets on, but hey, the views are opening up on the right side up towards the summit where I'm heading. Yeah, bit of cloud. Never mind. Way, yes. This will be the path. It's not marked as a right of way, it's just marked as a path, and it cuts the corner off. I could just go 100 meters that way and then left, but this will do me. Having cut the corner off a little bit, that was easy going-ish until the end. A bit of sort of bog hopping back on this path, easy graded path to, well, not to the top, towards the top. A little bit more to go yet. That'll be Langsett Reservoir, I think. It'll be the upper one for sure. I've actually gained quite a bit of height already, and it's a bit cloudy, but it is at the moment staying dry. The forecast is for 75% rain through to kind of the mid-evening really. So if I could get to the top in the dry, set up my tent, climb in, it's always a goal, isn't it? Oh, sweet. The views are just opening up now. This is Mid-Hope Moors, just kind of this big open space here. There's a derelict wall on the right following this track still, and then there's a false edge that I'm going to get to, false summit, and I think that's Mickeldon Edge. Before the final destination where I'm heading tonight. Mickeldene Edge with Mickeldene Brook, or river, brook I think, just in the valley there. It's actually a U-shaped valley facing north. I think that's facing north. Yes, it is. And to me, from my old geography days, U-shaped valleys, especially facing north, are formed by ice. Now, I don't know if that's true, but give that a go. However, according to the sign, the Derwent and Ashett valleys, which indeed they are, in this direction, not going quite that far, but let's head out there now. Can't be admiring the view all day. Nice too, though. That green grassy track there with the kind of plastic mesh is a route, more direct route up from, what is it, Upper Mid-Hope. But I can't be sure how the paths actually link up with the back of the village. The track here goes down to sort of more pathways, past some disused targets and various bits and pieces. But I can't see how it goes directly into the village. I just chose a slightly more circular route up, and I think more enjoyable anyway. Getting there, a couple of more kilometres to go. It's about 20 past 5 I think now, so I've got hours more light. Just enjoying being out, and it's dry. Dare I say that? But it is, it's staying dry, so there we are. yes. Just coming up to the edge, I think. I've never seen this before, so I'm not actually sure what's there, but I think that's a cairn. So, yes, it's a cairn. And some open sky the other side, so this must be the top kind of edge. Must be. Yes, it is. Oh, yes. Let's go see the view. Beautiful, absolutely wonderful. The sun is just shining. It's all kind of cloudy, so I don't think it'll show on camera. There's some high foreground here, but I'm not sure what that is. Bleaklow and over towards Manchester. Can't see Manchester, although I can see a radio mast. Looking down there, there's the valley for the Upper Derwent and Ladybower reservoirs. I can see the sort of tree lines and where the water will be. Lewes Hill, back Tor, just with the kind of escarpmenty thing, and what's the other one? Mamtor, and the ridge in between. Just about make it out. Can't see the Castleton chimney. Thank goodness, I think. I can't be sure that it would even be there. I don't know. But I'm not going any further this way. I've got the option of either going Margery Hill straight away, to my left here, or outer end first and then back. Going to look at the map, look at times, have some water, think about things a little bit, and either go that way and back, or that way and back that way. I'll work it out. Somewhere along here, I'm going to pitch my tent later. Oh, some of this is difficult. I'm actually just off the top. I came off because it was all boggy. I've dunked a foot up to my knee in water, so I got a wet leg. It'll dry, not bothered. The other one's dry. So I come off the top a little bit, found it a little bit easier, sort of followed a track. Now I've got this damn gully. So I don't know whether I'm going to go back up a little bit or try and negotiate the gully. Got to stay safe though. I'm on my own. I don't suppose anybody else comes this way. Yep, it's a boggy, but it has opened up a little bit, and I think this is some kind of a path, just about anyway. Hey up, an egg. Oh no, not an egg. A USB-C charged egg. It's some headphones. I don't know what make they are. Just picked them up off the ground, just like that. I thought it was an egg to start off with, but clearly not. I don't know what make they are. They could have been here years. Oh well, I suppose USB-C, slightly more modern, so not years and years, but there's no markings on them, and I don't actually know what make they are, but whatever. I'll pick them up. Nobody else is going to find them here, so don't know what I'm going to do with them. Will they hatch? Maybe I get 2 chickens out of them. Look, 2 chickens. I think the sun is getting to me. Let's keep going. Little collection of stones, Bull Clough Head, and actually there's more stones just nearer the edge there as well. I'm not going to bother going down there. I have to skirt all the way around and back up again. I'm going to cut direct to the Trig Point now pretty well, I think, so keep right slightly, which is northish really, north a bit, and then left just to the end. 20 minutes, bit of faffing about, maybe filming half an hour. Lovely. Yeah! Well, that was a bit of effort to get to this trig point. Well, let's do a quick check around here and see if I'm going to stay here or go back and then over to Margery Hill. Beautiful view. Wish it was just a little bit clearer. It's a little bit cloudy. I can see some water. That'll be Upper Derwent water. Yes, just about. All the way around. Kinder Plateau. Lewes Hill. That might be Mamtor, don't know. Wonderful, wonderful. And over there further, I'm not going to go. It's not that far actually. Tempting, but that's Crow Edge and Crow Stones. But it's not that far, but I'm not staying here. I think I'm going to go back to Margery Hill. So and it's after 7 now, so I've got a bit more light, probably an hour and a half or so of light, but I don't know, I had my heart set on Margery Hill, so I'm going to head back over there. Bit of a stomp still to go, so let's be doing that now. So back past Outer Edge Trig Point. Going to try and stay on the high ground this time and work my way back to that pass where that cairn was, and then keep going to Margery Hill, hopefully. Just done a half hour, 35-minute hard stomp. That was actually quite tough. Oh, the boggy cuts and gullies, oh, zigzagging about. Took a more direct route overall actually, so I'm not complaining, and I'm pleased I went over there. I am pleased. You know, it's another thing to tick off, isn't it? I don't think I've ever been over there before. This is the cairn that I got to. Wandered over there, see the view, hasn't improved. And then came up this way. I turned right down there, now my left. And all the way over to Outer Edge. Obviously now back. And I'm going to scramble up, that looks boggy as well. Just, I think about 15-20 minutes to Margery Hill. So, and then I think that'll be it for the night. For hopefully find a good spot. We'll see, won't we? There's a kind of a not a walled enclosure, a fenced enclosure. Looking at the map, there's a complete ring of fence. There is a path that goes through it, but clearly the main path goes around the outside here, which I'm following. And there are some young trees. I don't know why it's there. Presumably it's some sort of nature preserved enclosure of some sort. It is rather pretty, but don't know. There's no signs or anything, but clearly won't disturb the area. The light's holding, but I'd rather like to get my tent up and at least have my hot chocolate with some daylight. Be nice. Oh, be nice if I did. Oh, hello sheepies. Sorry, excuse me. Losing the plot yet again. There it is. There's the little white trig point. Not far to go. That'll be trig point number 2 today. So 2. Nice. I don't know what it is with trig points and the fascination with them, but when you see one, you have to kind of check in, say hello, you know, acknowledge that it's there. Don't know why. I suppose they're important landmarks, aren't they? And it's an achievement to get to one. Anyhow, I'm here. So the next thing I need to do is kind of scout around before the light goes and find a place to pitch my tent. There's a few places. Not big and wide and grassy, but there's a few places. I shall wander around for a bit. Don't go away. Yep, bag off. Just gonna use that little spot there, slightly kind of, well, I wouldn't quite say grassy, but it's not all this rough tufty stuff. A little bit grassy there, and not too far from the Trig Point, and views all around. I don't know those stones. Oh, they are Margery stones. Duh, of course they're Margery stones. Views all the way around. Loose Hill Mam Tor, Black Tor, Back Tor, I should say. Lovely. All the way around. All the way around. There's a lot of cloud. I might see some lights. Town lights might do. I don't know. Manchester's way over there. And Sheffield is way over there, really. Oh, that is actually maybe Sheffield. Who knows? Blah, 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 blah. Tent off, tent up, hot chocolate. Yeah. I'm in my tent, hot chocolate made. What could be better? It's just lovely sitting here. I can't explain how lovely it is just looking out at these beautiful mountains, most of which I've wandered around, explored, filmed, talked about. Oh, stretch. I've even laid down for a minute. I've got a cracking view, absolutely brilliant. I don't know the name of that, the sort of continuity of here. So from the cairn to Margery Hill here, I can see another sort of end of ridge, and I don't know what it's called. I'll have to look at the map, won't I? Have to know, won't I? Yes. I've taken my wet socks off. Well, one wet sock, the other was okay. I had to wring it out. It was wet. My boot was full of water from dunking it up to my knee in a hole. Oh well, worse things can happen. No injury. I didn't get cold. Well, it was a bit cold to begin with, but with the exercise, fortunately, I didn't get cold at all. Didn't dry out much. Well, the forecast is for no rain for the moment, so I've left them on the line and maybe they'll dry. I've got another pair anyway, no matter. Right, hot chocolate. I will start a cheeky beer. I've got a beer and I'll show you what I've got for food as well. Well, if you follow along with my camping trips, you know that I quite like a bit of a combo of things, none of which particularly go together. They're all convenient. Main meal, here we go with char grilled. I don't know what char grilled really looks like. It's chicken, cooked chicken. To go with that, I've got some Mexican style rice and some Blue Dragon sticky teriyaki sauce. You may well argue that they just don't go together, but I like each of the flavours and, well, that's what I've got. To go with that, I got a couple of little naan breads. There's hardly even curry, but I quite like a little naan bread. For pudding, well, you know, a bit disappointing. I've run out of Warren custard. I've just had to go to one of the local stores and buy ordinary custard, but it'll do for this evening. It's not as good as the proper Warren custard. If you followed that thread from previous videos, you'll know what the hell I'm talking about. I've also got some Cherry Bakewell little tarts there. Also, didn't show you in the collection there, I have a Hobgoblin beer. It's a full pint one, so I've got one of those to enjoy as well. It's been well shaken, I think, so I better open it carefully later on. Just getting the chicken and teriyaki sauce kind of hot, and then what I'll do is I'll put the Mexican style rice in my frying pan, just the smallest amount of water, get that hot, reheat the well, not reheat, but bring up the chicken to be hot again, and then do a combo, put it all together. I'll use my frying pan as my plate. Oh, and the naan breads, I might just slip down the side while I'm heating the rice to get them a bit, not toasty, but warmed up as well. Usually works. As long as I don't let them flop in, then it doesn't work. So I've got the rice on now, and the chicken and teriyaki sauce is just staying over there with the lid on. I like this extra titanium plate. I don't usually use it as a plate. I just use it as a saucer or lid, all sorts. I do use it as a plate sometimes. There's just a little bit of water in there, and inside here, as long as they're not burning, yeah, the naan breads are just kind of warming up in there as well. I might turn them round in a bit. Okay, that rice is hot. It is steamy, but the wind is blowing the steam. So whop that to the side for a moment. Let's get this on a little bit of heat. Just hold that there for a moment. And then what I'll do is I'll just decant the chicken and sauce onto the rice. The naan breads are looking pretty good. I haven't burned them yet. Oh, that's looking hot as well. That is good. Okay, back to the rice, chicken and sauce on the top, and the naan breads just very delicately, oh, they're hot, very delicately, but on one side. How about that? Now then, what is this like? Rice is hot, very hot. The chicken, oh, quite spicy. Chicken and teriyaki sauce. Well, I know what that's like. Cheers. Leave me be for a couple of minutes, and I'll get back to you in a minute. Oh, I do like a dark beer. Ah, it's so peaceful here. Hardly a breath of wind outside. The odd little kind of rustle on the outer of the tent. Hardly very much. So peaceful. It's good. It's quite late now, really. I'm all snuggled up in my sleeping bag. Done my washing up. Got a little bit of beer left. I was going to have another hot chocolate. I'd saved Bakewell tart for that, but I don't know. It's gone 11 now, so unless I wake up during the night and think, oh yes, hot chocolate to warm me up, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I've got my Rubens 750 sleeping bag, so nice and warm. Not my winter one anymore, just the sort of next one down, really. And I got my pillow, of course, Flexdale pillow, and my Berghaus sleep mat. So all very comfortable. And I got my Acto. I was just sitting actually earlier on, just in the doorway, thinking, oh yes, Acto. Not quite as much headroom as the Sulu, but still comfortable, and a little bit more sort of vestibule space, I think, than the Sulu. Although I do usually pull the side in, the inner side in for the Sulu. I was just trying to work out when the last time I used my Acto. I don't remember actually. I'll have to look back at my notes. But I like my Sulu and I like my Acto. Well, hey, it's time to say night-night really. So I will snuggle down, turn the light out, and see you in the morning. Night night. Good morning, everybody. Well, it's time to get up, really. Rise and shine time. It's been a peaceful night. Haven't been disturbed. No change of weather. No rain. But the sun's up. It's time to get up. It is time to get up. It's time to get up. Oh dear, I could stay here for another hour or so. But let's get shifty. Gonna obviously coffee, porridge, pack up, sort out, and all that jazz. Gonna go back down to the little cairn, and from the little cairn turn right, back down the track a little way, and then going to branch off and go back down to the town, the village, a slightly different way, just to make a change really. But first thing, shaky shake and get up. It's a very relaxed morning. Haven't heard anybody come up. Why would anybody come up here, I suppose? It's a weekday, so you know it's not going to be a popular spot. But it's all cloudy, clagged down, so but it's dry. There's no real dampness. Oh well, there is, isn't there? But not too bad really. Right, kettle's going on. That's looking good. Porridge, coffee made. I've got this cheeky little pie still. I only had one with my pudding last night, so I kept this one for this morning. Bit of a sugar hit. Not sure it's good to have it before the porridge, but we'll see. Visibility hasn't changed, not improved. Just see perhaps a little bit of the valley over to Kinder and Castleton, but barely see anything. I wouldn't like to make out any peaks. There we are, heading off. Going to check in with the got my tent to pack up. That's the last thing, obviously. Going to head over to the Trig Point, just check in there, and then I can see the little enclosure with the wire fence. Whether I can go the other side of it to make a change or follow the same path back down to the care, turn right and down the track. There's a couple of things I'll hopefully see there. Catch in a bit. Yep, as if by magic. Well, not quite magic, of course. Bit of skill and expertise. Not really. All packed up. Check in with the Trig Point, and off we go. Leaving no trace, of course, and not even, well, a little bit of flat grass. Would you even notice? Probably not. Probably not, and that's the right way of doing it. How do I get down here? That little ridge, the edge over there, I was actually looking at my map last night laid out in the tent, and I don't think I commented. It's Howden Moor. It's pretty well south from here, just a little bit east of south. Back at the cairn, turning right and following this trail down now. Well, I've been following the cut gate pass down from the cairn, but turning off here now and over Pike Low, I might have got that wrong actually, which is another little summit, going back a slightly different way. So here we go. The path junction here isn't very well marked. There's no cairn or, there's a couple of boulders, but that's about it. Well, darting zigzag in to avoid some of the bog. It's difficult to see where the track actually is all the time, but hey, while I'm wandering along here before we get to Pike Low, quick shout out to Hengist of Hengist Wild Camps. He runs a great channel, lots of lovely content with his wild camps, most particularly in this sort of area, northern quarters of the Peak District, on the Manchester side or Sheffield, like I am here, Sheffield side. He does venture further, and I'm sure he knows these hills so particularly well. Well, Hengist, we'll meet up perhaps this year. That'd be nice. Yeah, that's better. Back on the track. So do check out Hengist's YouTube channel particularly. I think he does some other socials as well. Great content. Maybe see you this year, Hengist. I'm assuming I'm going the right way. I'll have to check the map again, take a compass bearing. But there's all these little wooden marker posts, which mean something, and hopefully this is the right way to go. Yeah, I ought to stop and check, shouldn't I? Get the map out, Warren. Let's not get lost. Yep, we're doing fine. Up here, there's a slight easy right bend on the path, if there is much of a path. Looking for Sugden Top. Don't suppose it'll be marked with much. Sugden Top is next. What a fine itinerary I've included this time. All these little tops and edges and boggy crevices. Look at another one. Oh, it does say up here that there are some fords, so oh yes, one to cross here. Well, looks like a boundary marker stone, RRW. Yeah, and on the back there's a big B, capital B. Well, I wonder what that's for. Yeah, useful marker stone, because actually the path has just swung right as I was expecting, and that was the top of Sugden Top, so useful. More boggy bits. Shouldn't complain really, should I? If I don't want boggy bits, don't come to the Peak District. I mentioned earlier on, right at the start of the video here, that I'm out today with my new Osprey Exos 58. So this is my first proper outing with it, and although it's too early to say whether I like it for sure or not, my first impressions, yes, I like it. There are differences, there are notable differences actually, to this Exos compared to my other Osprey. But I think that's worth, you know, looking at a little bit more in detail, making a comparison. I feel I'd like to use this rucksack for another couple of trips, which I got lined up actually in the Peak District here. This is the first of a few. So I'll get a better idea of whether I like it lots or just like it over the next few days. In the meantime, if you have any questions about the Exos here, prior to me managing to do like a review comparison video, and that won't be just for a little while yet, I don't suppose, drop your comments and ask me questions. Very happy to take a look and get back to you with my thoughts. There's another one of those boundary markers, RRW, boundary marker stone, and this one's got a cross on the top, quite deeply cut cross. Now whether the previous one did, I didn't notice. Another one, B inscribed on the back as well. So it's not A, B, C as a sequence, B, obviously very important. With all the bog hopping just coming off Candle Rush Edge, just back there, I lost the path slightly, just for briefly, back on it now. And this is Pike Low, L-O-W-E, with a bit of a cairn, I think. So pleased I've ticked this one off, never been here before. Hurrah, success! Oh no, it's not just a cairn, it's actually a little shelter, a bit ramshackled though. Right, I'm hoping to be able to see some views of the two little reservoirs. I can just see them, but with the cloud, they're not clear. So let's just get a little bit further, see if we can see them. That was hard work. Had to fight my way through undergrowth. No clear path at all. Just basically took a compass bearing to this corner of a dilapidated wall, which is kind of marked as a dilapidated wall on the map actually. I hadn't realised that until just now. Well, I wouldn't recommend going up that way. I mean, nice sunny summer's day maybe. I'm pleased I didn't come up this way last night. I was in two minds whether to go via the reservoirs and up the way I went, up the easier cut gate path, or I thought would be more interesting coming up this way. I don't know, pleased I did the way I did it. Heading towards Uden Height now. Just this kind of, well, it's not really a ridge, just kind of a brow, down and round. Curious construction. On the map it says target, disused target. So some sort of training location for shooting practice. Not quite sure how that works. It's like a trench, like a brick lined trench. I suppose that you duck down there for putting up the new target. Who knows? Don't know, don't understand. Stay safe, sheep. Mind the bullets. Can't quite say almost back to the car yet. Got a little bit more to do. I'm still going along this top sort of ridge. Then got to dip down, pick up a little road, and then a kilometre or so along the road. I might as well leave it here for now. Thank you for following along, at least this far, and maybe you will to the end. So, from the cloudy and actually slightly rainy now, but lovely Peak District on the Sheffield side, thank you again for watching, and bye for now.